While the snowy tundra of Valorant's Icebox is definitely cold, the perfect agent comp can ensure your team stays hot. The tac shooter's newest map brought a bit of everything to Valorant, with verticality, zip lines, and plenty of choke points. Now that players have had a few months to compete on Icebox, figuring out the right agent lineup is a bit more clear-cut. When creating the ideal comp, we'll look at the best agent picks in solo queue and consider pro team lineups from Valorant Champions Tour NA Masters 1. Since Astra is still relatively new and doesn't have a clear spot in the meta, we'll leave her out for now. Omen. At this point, Omen is expected as a staple on any map, and Icebox is no different. With a 100% pick rate on every map throughout NA Masters 1 according to VLR.gg, Omen is without a doubt the best controller for the job. His global smokes, AoE blind, and mobility set him apart from other agents in his class. But why is he specifically good on Icebox? On a map with so much verticality, being able to teleport on top of so many structures creates tons of flexibility. The Shrouded agent can easily avoid common crosshair placement and pick off enemies before they can react. When a team struggles to push onto a site, it's a common strat to rotate to the other site in hopes of catching opposing teams off guard. This is even more prevalent on Icebox since there are major choke points that can often cause a standstill. Omen can use his ultimate to scout ahead, pick off enemies from the flank, or simply plant the spike on the other site. And being able to smoke from anywhere on the map can easily confuse opponents and provide much needed cover for the squad. The best way to counter rotations, flanks, and camping? Intel, and that's where Sova comes in. With so many tight choke points to get onto a site, Sova excels on a map like Icebox. His recon bolts can stop enemies in their tracks, scanning them to provide information for his team. His Owl Drone can counter Icebox's verticality, picking up enemies who might be trying to pull off a cheeky play. And his ultimate, Hunter's Fury, can easily hit multiple enemies who group up on a push. What's true with Sova on any map, however, is that he does have a relatively high skill ceiling. To be a great Sova, you need to discover, research, and practice arrow lineups for any situation. And Icebox has plenty of those, making it imperative to learn them. While he can still offer a lot for his team, the more experienced Sovas will excel. Sage. Sage fell out of the meta after patch 1.07 nerfed almost all her abilities, but the healer is slowly creeping back and is one of the most essential picks on Icebox. While she only had a 26% pick rate at Masters 1, she was selected 80% of the time on Icebox. In solo queue especially, it's difficult to have a coordinated push onto a site with 5 players who might have never played together before. Sage provides the perfect buffer for that on Icebox, and the main reason? Her Ice Wall. To plant the spike on either of Icebox's sites, you need perfect smokes and every angle covered. And with so much verticality and so many sight lines, the planter can easily be picked off if they don't have cover. Sage's wall erases that concern, allowing her to protect herself while planting the spike. When attacking, her barrier orb is most often used near A site's default to get cover from rafters or to help get onto B site. On defense, it's common to see Sage place a wall that extends down tube, allowing her to see enemies but cutting them off from kitchen. As for heals, slows, and resurrections, Sage provides the same essential support on Icebox that she would on any other map. Raze. With rafters, zip lines, and crates galore, Raze's blast packs give her the perfect vantage points. The Bayana is quickly becoming one of the most popular duelists, despite having little utility to help the team, but she can take advantage of Icebox's verticality masterfully. Even if there are walls or mollies blocking her way, a quick blast pack can fix that. What's strongest about her blast packs, however, is that she can play hyper aggressive. A Raze might push out and hop onto a B green crate or onto A pipes before the enemy team notices, letting her get a free kill on an unsuspecting victim. But this can get risky and predictable, so you may want to only pull it out sparingly or when the enemy team is on an eco round. Icebox also has a few tight areas where enemies might group up, like mid, B green, or A main, and there's no better way to humble opposing teams than by launching a grenade or rocket and dealing tons of damage. Jett, Reyna, or Killjoy. Teams can certainly flex the last pick on Icebox depending on preference. Jett, Reyna, and Killjoy each offer something unique that can help your squad in different ways. To take advantage of Icebox's numerous vantage points, Jett is the best agent. She can updraft and dash as she pleases, and even offers a smoke in case Omen dies or doesn't have any. She's also great with an operator and can post up almost anywhere, luring enemies to her crosshair. While Reyna doesn't have any way to jump on the high ground, she does have a flash. Her Leer is great for storming onto a site, checking corners, and winning duels. And with all of Icebox's tight crevices, she can easily take one-on-one fights if she's outnumbered. For teams willing to leave behind the double duelist comp, Killjoy is perfect. We saw plenty of pro teams opt for 2 Sentinels on Icebox during Masters 1, like 100 Thieves and Gen G. Killjoy can lock down a site with her traps, and her ultimate can either force teams to rotate or help your team plant the spike. And with flanking being common on Icebox, leaving behind a turret can quickly alert your team of an intruder. Thanks for watching. For more gaming related content, subscribe to the Esports YouTube channel to stay up to date.